I'm sorry, I was watching epic mealtime videos and I forgot to make one of my own. Taking some more of your questions from my Facebook group, but first I got a new toy. My Felix Potvin picture's here. I'd take it down and show you, but it's kind of hard to put back up. Okay, fine. I love this picture, and to find out where I got it, visit the underbar. Cause you can get one too. Oh, wait, yeah. First question comes from Josh Lewis. I don't know where he's from, but it says he goes to the Humberview School. Also, he looks a little bit like Mark Vicentine. Thanks for the question, Mark. Mark Josh asks, do you see Ovechkin returning to his old self and maybe having another 50-goal season? One, that's up to Ovechkin. Cause even a bad season for Ovechkin is still a pretty good season. But last season, something in the conditioning didn't quite seem to be there. Also, as with all the Capitals, they kind of tried to play a little more defense. I said this last video, but wise words from Steven Stamkos, your strengths are what make you a special player, and if you work on them, you become even better at them. Ovechkin's strengths, as well as Backstrom's, Semin, that whole line strength is just going beast mode offensively. Defense is important, I don't think you can win without it, but this could be the most dangerous line in hockey. And fully healthy, performing at a full clip, Ovechkin could be the most dangerous player in hockey. Now, if the Caps' defense is a little more responsible, and who knows, Thomas Vokoun and Michael Neuvirth turn into this huge tandem, then that gives him the freedom to just be the offensive juggernaut that he is. Will he score 60 goals again? I don't know. I mean, the NHL nowadays doesn't really allow for a player to do that more than once in a decade. Next question from Eric Miller. He's from Pittsfield, Massachusetts, but now lives in West Point, New York. Will we ever see Mike the Honey Badger Brown square off against an actual honey badger? Now, in order to understand what I'm talking about, do you know what a honey badger is? If you don't, pause this video immediately and YouTube honey badgers. Open it in a different window because I still want you to watch the rest of this video and I'll miss you. Basically, it's this little creature that doesn't care. Oh, there's a snake in its den over here just having a nice family night, but and it just eats the snake. There's another snake in a tree. I'm gonna climb and eat that. Oh god. What's that? The snake's poison. Honey badger dies and comes back to life and eats the rest of the snake. Now, of course, this fight all matters on where they're fighting. If it's in the desert, obviously the honey badger would have an advantage. If it's on the ice, though, Mike Brown has the clear advantage. Honey badgers can't skate, and if they could, who makes skates small enough to fit a honey badger? The tiebreaker is the honey badger has neatly groomed hair all over its body, but Mike Brown has a badass Fu Manchu on his face, and therefore Mike Brown would beat the honey badger, unless, of course, Mike Brown shaves his face, in which case, I don't know, the honey badger might win. Look, if you're shaking your head right now, I'd rather talk about this than Stamkos' contract. Last question comes from Kenna Bosenberry. I don't know where she's from, but she has a badass picture of herself with Colby Armstrong. Her question, how do you think Jonas Gustafsson will play this season? Well, barring some sort of big collapse by James Reimer, Gustafsson's going to be the Leafs' backup this year. Unless, barring a collapse by Gustafsson, he's sent down or traded or something. It's a cop-out thing to say, but I think Gustafsson's a much better goalie than he showed last season. The first half of the year, I mean, that team stunk. You could see it in his frustration. Like when he screamed after letting in a goal in Montreal. Fiddlesticks! But if you saw some of his play with the Marlies when he was sent down for a conditioning stint and even looked at his numbers, you'd know that he's probably too good for the AHL. It's a tough two-way street. His teammates have to play better in front of him. They have to have the confidence that they don't need to baby him and they can go up ice and try to score some goals. His goal support was pretty poor, but he's also got to earn that confidence. We kind of saw that at the end of the season with Jaguar. The Leafs are hot, Reimer's rolling, they put in Jaguar for one game and the team got shut out. And if that's what's going to happen, it doesn't matter if your goalie allows 1 goal or 10, you got to score. So 3 things. If Gustafsson can play well in a backup role, if his teammates can play with confidence in front of him, and probably most importantly, if his health stays in check, come this season, Gustafsson should be fine. Which brings me really quickly to Kenna's second question. How excited are you for James Reimer's new mask? Pretty excited. I think it's going to look cool, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Reimer could have a mask that had my face on it and just said, Steve sucks on my forehead with little stink lines coming out of it. I don't care as long as he stops pucks. Seems like a nice guy, though. I hope he sticks with the Transformers mask. Thank you very much. If you want your question answered, just post on my Facebook group. Search for it on Facebook, Steve Dangle, all one word. Also, it's kind of a weird limited community so far, but if you have Google+, add me, Steve Dangle Glynn. How do you spell Glynn? Well, you know how to spell Lynn? Slap a G in front of it. And once again, if you want to see where I got this badassness, just visit the link in the underbar. SteveDangle.com. Is it the season yet?